Life is full of colors. The image of a slow-moving, silent film in black and white is no longer a thing of last century. Because it is 2 centuries ago when we see movies in black and white and see things in black and white, today often facts are blurred in different shades of gray. Shades of grays, yes. It is as if you have to see things through a smoked glass. It is hard to tell what is right or wrong, what is good or bad. It is hard to live the life in the 21st century, so we have many sets of rules to follow. From homeowner associations' covenants and rules, to local governments' ordinances, codes, laws. There are so many rules to follow, it is impossible for one to know them all. But you don't need to remember them all, because if you break one, the police may come to you and show you the consequences. But what if the police are not around? What if you run into a trivial matter that you don't think needs the police's help? Say, for example, police are so busy these days, sometimes they can't come to the scene of car accidents unless someone is hurt. You can't blame them. Do you know how many more important tasks they have on their to-do list? But what is not important to them may be important to you. If you are hit by a car with no witness, what should you do? Well, most states require drivers to have insurance. If you are hit by someone, most likely their insurance company will step in and take care of you. Well, if it is your fault, then your insurance company should take care of you. Sounds fair, right? Assuming everyone acts according to the rules and ethics, then we won't need to worry about being taken advantage of. However, like I said, nothing is in black and white. Even though you are 100% sure of what happened, other people may see it differently, or they may intentionally twist the facts to fit their needs. And many times people take advantage of you or the situation you are in. Recently, my friend was involved in an accident. Although he is now almost as tall as I am, I still view this young college student as the young high school kid when I first met him. And he still views me as his free insurance consultant, even though he bought his auto policy elsewhere. So Sean told me he was hit by a car backing from a parking space right in front of him.
Well, I went stopped by my girlfriend's apartment, so this was in an apartment complex. And then I went to go pick up something from my girlfriend's place, and then I was parked in the spot just down the apartment complex. So then I pulled out of the spot, and then I started to drive out of the apartment complex. So I was leaving the area, and then while I was driving down at a very slow pace, just because it is an apartment complex, I have to maintain a very slow speed. Going, and then suddenly, while I'm going by, this car begins to back out, and then while I was about to pass, or just almost behind the car begins to back out, and I did notice him starting to back out, and he continued to back out, and then after I hit my brakes and after I hit my horn, he made eye contact with me, and he turned around, looked at me, but then continued to back out, so he didn't stop. And then he reversed into my car while I was driving. Okay.
He said he did not get a witness, nor did he call the police, because he thought the liability seemed pretty clear. But then he gets a text from the other driver, who blamed him for the accident. With over 30 years in insurance, although I am not an insurance adjuster, the fault seemed pretty clear to me. The picture showed the car not yet totally out of his parking space, with damages only on his back bumper, while Sean's car had damages at the front driver's side bumper. It seemed clear to me that he should file a claim with the other party's insurance company. As usual, Sean took my advice and filed with Geico. He told them that he honked and made eye contact with the other driver, who did not stop. He said he can't recall if his car stopped because it all happened so fast. He sent in the photos showing the damages to both cars and the positions of the two cars. In a few hours, he got a decision. His claim was declined because they said a fault can't be determined based on conflicting statements. I was actually surprised not only on his claim being declined, but also on how quickly it was declined. On a personal note, I remember many years ago an incident when I was Sean's age. I was at Santa Ana Junior College, in the parking lot there, and I backed out from a parking lot space and hit a car that was, to me, obviously being driven too fast. My insurance company immediately told me that it was my fault, as the other driver had the right-of-way, and I should make sure there was no incoming traffic. Sean is put into a difficult situation. We don't know if he's injured. Although he did see a chiropractor when he started feeling sore, he did not get a thorough exam. He has collision insurance on his car, but it was not his fault, and there won't be much coverage after the large deductible. Plus, he did already call his insurance, who said he should file a claim against the other insurance company, as it is more than clear that the responsibility lies with the other driver. What makes Sean's situation even more difficult is his injury. Symptoms from any accidents do not show up till months later, but just the fact that he can walk and talk would turn away most lawyers. Who would want to help you get the $500 you paid your doctor back? Most personal injury lawyers work on contingency. If you don't get paid, they don't get paid. It is hard to even find an experienced lawyer willing to talk to someone like Sean. What can you do? Fight a company with $26 billion in annual revenue? Good luck on that. But it is important for Sean to continue the fight. Can you imagine driving when people can just ignore your right-of-way? Can you imagine driving when a major insurance company can ignore facts and deny your right-of-way? Just because you don't have the power to fight does not mean you should give up. As you can see, poor Sean was very nervous and forgot even some basic facts. Knowing a young Asian driver would probably just cry under his pillow for accidents like this, people may at least try to blame him for the accident, when the facts seem to prove otherwise. However, as you probably have noticed, I don't think he has a clear and shut case. For one, there is no witness, and it is almost impossible to prove bad faith of the other insurance company. However, is it really impossible to prove bad faith? If there really is bad faith? I did a Google search and found in Wikipedia where a jury awarded bad faith on this company. I recall seeing a movie long ago, and one insurance company worker testified in court that the company policy required customer service representatives to reject every claim when it was first submitted. Well, I'm not speculating, I am just saying what I saw in the movie. But I don't see how anyone could have rejected a claim in 3 hours when the picture told a clear story. So we decided to recreate the scene of the accident. So let me give you some facts. According to the National Highway Safety Administration, a typical reaction time to perceive a threat is about 3/4 of a second. And then you add another 3/4 of a second to decide to act and move your foot to the brake pedal. That's 1.5 seconds so far. Assuming you are driving at 30 miles per hour, it is going to take you 63 feet for the car to stop. I can't find a stopping distance at even slower speeds, but even if we cut 63 in half, or a quarter, it will still take 16 feet for a driver to stop. How can Geico fault Sean because he was not sure if he stopped? Maybe Geico thinks Sean should have seen the car backing towards him. Let's see how many seconds for a car to back from a parked space. A normal passenger car is 20 feet. How long does it take to drive 20 feet? I guess it can be anywhere from 2 to 4 seconds. Like in this video, 3 seconds. That is when it was slowing down to get gas. Assuming it takes 3 seconds to back out from a parking space, while it takes 4.5 seconds to react to the threat to avoid the impact. So, who do you think is responsible for this accident? Let's take another look at the point of impact. Geico, after seeing the photos, said because their insured said he stopped, while we said we stopped, so a fault can't be determined. First of all, if both cars stopped, then there won't be any accident. And remember, we clearly said Sean told her that he does not remember if the car stopped, because it happened so fast. A car backed out right in front of him. He honked. The car did not stop, and it happened. As you can see in this accident photo, Sean's car was hit when his car was already behind the other driver and his vehicle. Pretty clear to me that the driver backed into incoming traffic. Even if the other driver stopped but Sean did not, whose fault is it when you back your car into incoming traffic and you leave no time for the other driver to avoid a collision? There's always two sides of everything. Like the lawyer said, there's no way to prove what really happened. But I just don't see how a major insurance company can deny responsibility in this case. Did they act with bad faith? I guess that is a question for the jury. But will it ever go that far? I doubt it. I guess probably only if Sean can get a law degree and litigate the case himself. No lawyer would probably be interested in working with him. But the statute of limitations would be another problem. However, you have a chance to look at the evidence and tell me if you feel he was wronged. You can tell me if you feel the insurance company acted in bad faith. You can learn from this case and protect your interest by getting a witness next time something like this happens. This is Ken Peters. Thank you for watching.